Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is March 18th, 2025. In this video, I hope to encourage you and point you to where you need to be going this time in our world. So that is what this video is going to be about. I've been out in the barnyard because I'm like working like crazy trying to get all the chickens buttoned up and fed and watered quite nicely because I don't want to go back out this afternoon. We're supposed to have 75-mile-per-hour winds again. I don't know if it's going to be a repeat of what we just went through last Friday, just a few days ago. We're all nervous. Our whole county is jumpy. And in fact, they have canceled school for this afternoon. The kids are going home early. Excuse me. And everything is just get ready. Get ready for the electricity to go off for who knows how long. We are under a wind warning, a high wind warning. High wind warning. That's what it's called. We are under a high wind warning until 3 o'clock this morning, tomorrow. So 3 in the morning. For wind to blow after the sun goes down, usually that's highly unusual. Usually when the sun goes down, everything kind of calms down, but I don't know about tonight. So today, here is what I have done. What's interesting is I did my Walmart order yesterday and actually reserved a time for between 8 and 10 this morning, and it was a free delivery because I placed the order the day before, which was a new little step for me. I didn't know that was an option. So I've been putting away groceries. I have been making supper. Once again, I made everybody some spaghetti, just plain old spaghetti. And we have French bread to make French toast if we need to. And yeah, we should be okay for today. Texas sheet cake is what is in the process. All I have to do is make the icing. If you have ever had a Texas sheet cake, it is one of the best comfort foods you'll ever have. My son was in the kitchen while I was making it. He was like, why do we call it Texas sheet cake? And I said, I think it's because it's so big. But I don't know. It's our national, and emphasis on national cake for Texas. So we'll just say for the Republic of Texas. Okay, I'm just gonna throw that out there just like that. All right, now then. This will not be a long video. My sister is visiting from Austin. So she's over at my folks' house. They're waiting for me to come over there with a cup of coffee and visit. So I'm looking forward to that. But I did want to hop on here right quick and encourage. I want to encourage. Just look at Jesus in all of this. He loves you and he loves me. And no matter how hard the wind blows this afternoon and how many things are destroyed. Yeah, I was in the pharmacy / furniture store yesterday at my town just next door to, down the road from me. And I was talking to Andy, the pharmacist. I was like, Andy, how was your property during that windstorm? And he said, well, my dad's pergola blew over, but other than that, we're good. We're all good. I was like, well, that's good. So, but keep your eyes on Jesus no matter how hard the wind blows. And when I say wind, I mean all those things in life that push up against us and nearly knock us down. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to tell you this quick story, and then we're going to read out of Mark. Aren't we? Yes. Where are we? Yes, right there. Okay, so this story is about my two friends who, we call Sandy is his wife, and they're about my age, and me and Mike, they're about our age, and J-Bar. I don't know how he got the name J-Bar. It's a nickname, J-Bar and Sandy. Don't ask me about that story. I kind of know about it, but not enough to repeat it. So we just call him J-Bar. So Sandy and J-Bar were the ones that were stuck in the traffic, in a traffic jam during the sandstorm on Friday. And they said it was absolutely so terrifying, so absolutely, you could not see. You could not see. You could hear cars crashing. You could hear things happening, but you could not see them. And apparently J-Bar had been to the eye doctor, and so his eyes were all, and the dust was making his eyes even more swollen. But Sandy's like, J-Bar, I am not going to be driving in this storm. So she made him drive. They finally were able to make a U-turn, get around following a tow truck. The only thing they could see on that tow truck were the lights that were on top, the emergency lights. They could barely even see that, but they thought, If we can just keep our eye on those lights, we will get home. We will get home. And they did get home. And they were just about probably 30 miles from home. So it wasn't, it's bad enough. It's bad enough. They had been sitting there on the highway for 2 hours before that tow truck came, and they were like, let's go. So they, J-Bar with his swollen, dusty eyes was able to keep his eye and keep the car on the road and follow that tow truck home and just staring at the lights. And here is what that reminded me of. You know where I'm going with this. Jesus is our light in every storm. And we may not be able to see what's ahead of us, what's around us, what's behind us, because we're in like a blackout of crisis or survival or despair. I've been there. I know. Okay. I know what that looks like. If you can imagine that Jesus is the tow truck with the emergency lights, and just focus on his light, which is his love for you, his sacrifice for you on the cross, his salvation that he's made for us. If you can just stay focused on that, even though you can't see anything else around you, you're going to make it home. I don't know when the storm will stop. Jay Bar and Sandy didn't know when that storm was going to stop. They did not know. But they knew if we can follow the light, it'll lead us home. And dadgummit, it sure did. And they had the wherewithal to say, we got to get out of, we can't just sit here and wait. We're waiting for death to come up and slam right into us, because people could not see if cars were stopped or not. And so it was absolutely incredibly dangerous Friday. And we're concerned that that's fixing to start in another hour here. The wind's supposed to start blowing in another hour. And so I have been rushing around trying to get all the laundry done, all the stuff. But I'm not in the middle of crisis right now in my world. It's only a matter of time. I know that. But if we while we're out of the storm, if we can remember, find the light and look at it, he will lead us out. He will lead us home. Just keep following him. It is that simple. And at the same time, it is that hard. If that makes sense. I think you know what I'm talking about. Feel free to comment below about any storms you're going through, how we can pray for you. What is happening with my hair? I just see this hair that's glistening. I guess that's my hair. Anyway, I'll tell you, I've been running. I mean, I've been literally running outside. Not at full speed, obviously, but I mean, I've been like at a very quick pace getting this stuff off and done, so that when the wind blows, we can just go inside. We're going to go inside. Now, hold on to those thoughts of encouragement. I need to tell you this, and this is a prayer request that I have of you, if you don't mind. Taylor, my daughter, has had a dream. I was praying last week to Father, and I was asking him, Father, give Taylor a dream that shows us what's happening, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, whatever you want to reveal to us, Father. Please show us the seriousness of this situation we're in the world. Yesterday morning, she gets up, Mom, I had a dream. She said, she was so struck by the dream. She was just, and she worships in the morning before she goes to work. Not as long as I do, but she has worship time before she leaves. So during her worship time, she wrote down the dream in her dream journal. We talked about it briefly. I have to bring it to the channel. But it has so much in it. We are trying to find the parallels, the metaphors, the messages that Jesus wants us to draw from this dream. So you're going to find it so striking. It is viewer discretion is advised on it, but I'll remind you of that before I read it to you. But please pray that the Lord will reveal what we need to be paying attention to in it, and what we need to just soft pedal for now and wait, if that makes sense. So thank you. Y'all are the rock stars here on this channel, in this platform. All right. Before I leave, let's go to see what Jesus has to say to us. which I love him so much. In fact, I have a friend that teaches first grade. She sent me one of the papers of her students this morning. They had done something like a leprechaun thing about treasure, like what is your treasure? And this little girl wrote, or maybe it was a little boy, wrote, Jesus is my treasure because he loves me. No matter if I'm good or bad, he loves me and he will never leave me. And I was like, what a beautiful, wise child, you know. Anyway, and so that's what I want to remind us all about. Okay, Mark 4, verse 21. Then Jesus asked them, would anyone light a lamp and then put it under a basket or under a bed? Of course not. A lamp is placed on a stand where its light will shine. For everything that is hidden will eventually be brought into the open, and every secret will be brought to the light. Anyone with ears to hear should listen and understand. Then he added, pay close attention to what you hear. The closer you listen, the more understanding you will be given, and you will receive even more. To those who listen to my teaching, more understanding will be given. But for those who are not listening, even what little understanding they have will be taken away from them. So be a light and be listening. And sometimes when the storm is so blinding, that's all you can do is listen. Okay, I understand. You will make it through your storm. You will make it through your storm. Even if it's on the other side, on the other side when you're actually home, ultimately at home, heavenly home. It's a win-win for believers. If you don't know Jesus, now is the time. Time is running out. Follow him, choose him. He will change your life in a beautiful way. All right, I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to go over to my parents and drink a cup of coffee with my sister and them. And y'all, stay safe, America. From the pantry, this is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.